Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the GM. It's not even the waffle show, it's not the nothing show. This is the GM, the general meeting, where we get some Arsenal fans together, some real gooners, and we're going to talk about this club, the state of the club, the fans, the management, the owners. We're gonna go into it, people, and we're not gonna hold. There's nothing gonna be held back in this meeting today. We leave everything on the floor today, yeah. And I'm just get you guys get the appetite going because man's hungry and thirsty already because I'm fasting. Obviously, you man know, but I'm gonna get my appetite going. Yeah, I've been watching some beautiful football today. Newcastle. Who did Newcastle play again? Sorry,
Brighton.
Right. Newcastle and Brighton.
Brighton.
I saw
Munich.
some beautiful football today, people. I thought, you know what? I'm enjoying this football so much. I forgot about what club I supported. And you know what's going to happen for me is Newcastle got knocked out of the cup today, and they played well and they fought to the end. But you know the thing for me, we're going to have Arsenal fans trolling up the place, bantering Newcastle that they're out and stuff. But do you know what? We can't banter no one at this moment because we are in that hole where they put the prisoners and they're secluded and they can't. That's where we are at the moment. Listen, anyone could start off today. There's no order or anything. You know what I mean? All I just ask is that we respect each other and we let other people talk. So it's free, man.
My
What we
bro.
saying?
Firstly, for all my Muslims, happy Ramadan. I don't even know how to salute it. Whether happy Ramadan is the right
Ramadan
term.
Mubarak. Ramadan
Yeah,
Mubarak.
there you go. All the
Big up.
people fasting. Yeah,
Big up, my brother.
yeah. Arsenal was practicing Ramadan in January. You know what I'm saying? Fasting.
In
And
the
someone
summer.
told me, why don't we start there? I think that's a good enough place to start. You know why he's watching some great football today, my bro Abs? Because Arsenal weren't playing. Should we really just go there? Do you know what I mean? Because there's a saying that I'm hearing online. Paint watches Arsenal dry nowadays, and I'm finding it hard to argue with that. I really am. And I don't know about the rest of you guys, but every day I'm waking up, I'm not even streaming as much. I'm deflated. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying not to feel like this because it's all stuff that I expected. It's all stuff that we all of us had discussed in the group chats, on the streams. But to see it come to fruition like this, just with a whimper. And before I let someone else come in, I'll just finish with this. I've been saying that we've been bottling it. Everyone's been talking to me about we've never led the league. So how can you bottle it? How can you bottle it? I mean, I don't know about you guys, innit? But if you guys don't accept a challenge or accept a fight, then for me that's bottling. You know what I mean? You're waving the white flag, and here we are in February, and as I put in the group chat, the process is done. It was all a dream, yeah. In the words of Biggie Smalls, it was all a dream, and now the bubble's been burst. But pick up everyone on the panel. I'm sure we're gonna have some great discussion. I'll let someone else come in.
Abs, you started off saying that Brighton playing some beautiful football. This is just off the top of my head, right? I'm going to say a couple of names that Brighton have lost over the years, right? They've lost their goalkeeper to Chelsea, their manager, their entire backroom staff. They've lost Big Dan Burn, Cucurella, Ben White, Caicedo, McAllister, Basuma, Trossard. That's just off the top of my head. I'm sure they've lost more players. And they still play the same way, the same brand of football. I mean, when we lost Odegaard, our entire system changed. When Saka goes out, we look like a completely different team. When Timber picked up a suspension due to a yellow, shuffled the entire back line around, we look like a completely different team. So how can we just lose one player 5 years into a manager and have to completely change how we play? That's down to coaching, bro. I can't put that down to anything but coaching. And these are his players, his team. No one is at this football club You know what I mean? So it's very difficult for someone to explain to me how we are this bad this far in the process. Make it make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, for me, this has been a 5-year failure on every level, from top to bottom. There's not one person that's excluded from it. They like to walk around. They love to say everything. We're working together. It's me and Mikhail. It's Mikhail and the board. It's the board and Josh. It's a collaborative effort of failure. 800 million spent. Not one striker. You were challenging 2 years back to back. You're not even close. You never led. Since January 29th, we have had 21 shots on target. Till today, March 2nd, it's still 21 shots on target. A professional football club like Arsenal. Declan Rice is the top assist leader, 5 assists, all of them from corners. Hadn't scored a corner since December. We're getting ready to go up against Man United next weekend. I expect Man United to probably win that game. I expect us to drop points all the way to just about the end of the season. You know why? Because this manager and this ownership, this board, and this fan base have sat there. They have not done a damn thing the entire year except push this narrative. And the fact that you have to look no further than Friday afternoon when a vase on Arsenal Football Club is sold out in less than 24 hours. That's all I need to know about where this football club is headed, unless something happens seriously in the summer. This is ridiculous that we are sitting here, especially me, you, Tony, and Ola, because we sat right here this same time last year chastising this football club over the same thing that we went through last season, the season before that, and the season before that. This season, the objective was extremely clear. It was even easy. Me and Ola gave you the game plan early out the gate. We said the season, we need to put everything we got into the Carabao Cup. Everything we had, every resource we had should have went into the Carabao Cup this year because it was the most attainable cup with the team that we had. We all knew that. That was the only piece of silverware we were really in contention for. People keep talking about this Liverpool narrative. Oh, man, Liverpool's got all these great players and great all this and that. The third, he's working with that. Well, this manager showed up 5 years ago, and this brother showed up and won an FA Cup in less than 6 months with a team. So what does that make that team? If Slot's walking into that team, what was Arteta walking into? He throws that team away, builds his team in his own image, and look at his image. Odegaard, 3 assists. 3 assists. They say he's the creative spark. No, he's the creative fart. I keep telling y'all, this brother ain't it. Then you look at Trossard. He doesn't care anymore. He's leaving in the summer. It's quite obvious he's leaving. They come out today. You get all this news come out today, leaked out talking about new extended deal, big wages for Saliba. The reality is, Real Madrid have got big wages for Saliba lined up, ready to go, and a deal on the table. It's quite evident to see. This football club this summer, they will find out. This fan base will find out what it's like to experience loss and a sense of grief. Because players are going to start having their heads turned. I told the brother deluded yesterday, I said, when Saka gets back, Saka's going to put 1 year in the hole and he's going to be out of here too. These players are sick of this. This is 5 years. Magalhaes is 27 years old. No professional footballer in their late 20s are going to sit around here and waste the prime years of their career waiting on the doofus to get it together when he can't get it together after 5 years. This has been failure, gentlemen. And I mean, this year, it has literally sucked the life out of me. It has completely sucked the life out of me. And Vance, you was talking about what you saw today. It's because it's a view said. You're watching actual football. I got more out of the Youth FA Cup on Friday than I have out of any Arsenal team I've watched all year long, including the five goal thrashing of Man City. How is it that the young kids can go down there? You saw everybody on this panel see Max Dowling in the last 24 to 40 hours. He's down there doing what Odegaard's supposed to be doing. Odegaard's supposed to be playing that way. This is an absolute mess. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace, but it won't change. Why won't it change, Matt? It's because this fan base back it. They back it all the way up to high heaven. And then when it's too late, they defer to new excuses. We got injuries. We need a striker. Well, we've been telling y'all that for 3 years. So now everybody wants the striker now. They're the luckiest team. Liverpool's the luckiest team. Well, how lucky were we when we were 8 points clear? We was in pretty good shape then, right? Then you look at, if they didn't have Mohamed Salah. Well, if we had Aubameyang, I'm sure we would have won the title with 8 points clear. See, all these narratives, we can go back and forth. The bottom line here is that this football club, this team, this ownership, and some of these players, they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. I'm going to shut my mouth so that we can go around this panel, because I'm sure there's a lot of goodness about to come out of some folks' mouths that's going to talk about this just like I just did. So I'm shutting it up.
Yeah. See ya, people. Yeah, big ups to everyone who is down here. And also, I also have people on this panel that I do share lots of respect with. I mean, my brother Southern Gunner is down here. Another of my brother Ola of the Fight Week show is down here. Massive respect to these two people. I have shows with these two people. But you know what? Yeah, big ups to Nomsky. And of course, BBK and View Sports that I've, just recently started working with. And of course, my guy Bant is down here. Yeah, see here, people. Yeah, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Guys, do you know how many shots on goal Brighton had today?
More than 3, I could.
At St. James Park. Who has an idea? Just an idea of how many shots on goal Brighton had. See ya, people. My brother, Southern Gunner, has actually said this. He said this on a show, not with Lee Gunner. I think it was a show with Dan Port, someone who I really, really do respect, Dan Port, yeah? And he said, Southern Gunner, I quote, Arsenal have only gotten 3 shots on goal in 2 seasons at St. James Park. Guys, Brighton just went down to Newcastle today. Guys, St. James Park. Let me just spell it out for you guys so that you guys will have an understanding of what I'm talking about. And they had 5 shots on goal. Guys, let that simmer just for a minute. Let that simmer. And Arsenal that's going for the title. Yeah? We're going for the title. We could only just manage 3 shots on goal in St. James Park in about 2 seasons. Make that make sense. How are we the bigger team? How are we the bigger team than a team like Brighton? And they've just gone into the next round of the FA Cup. Yeah? 21 goal attempts today. Brighton Football Club. Yet, we're the biggest team. Yeah? We are the biggest team in London. Yeah? That makes sense, yeah? See, guys, I'll take you back, yeah? 750 million pounds spent by this manager in 5 seasons. In the first 2 seasons, 8. This guy has actually, because many people are actually saying, he's taking us to a different place. I hear you. But this is a problem that he started in the first place. He dig this hole for us, and right now it's peppering the cracks, and people are clapping for this guy right now. How has he brought us to a different level when he dug that same hole that we're in the first place? It took us to 8 in the first season, took us to another 8th place in the second season. And right now we're clapping for this guy. 750 million pounds spent by this dude here, and yet no striker in this football club. Make that make sense. Even if you hate strikers, yeah, I mean, just do it for the people. Do it for the fan base. Do it for the people that are coming down here to watch the game. Yeah, no striker on site. Yeah, and guys, yeah, we have to manage with Merino, guys. This manager, yeah, I mean, many times me and Ola of the Fight we share. Many times that me and the Southern Gunner, and of course Bant included, that we've talked about our dry transfer window. Guys, I mean, I'll be getting into how many team players we need in the summer But guys, yeah, Trossard will be out this maybe by the end of the summer. Yeah, he hasn't signed a new deal. Gabriel Martinelli, it's been muted that he would leave the football club. Yeah, that's number two. Guys, Martin Odegaard, we need someone who would come in. Yeah, that's why I started hearing rumors about Kimmich, Arsenal going for a freebie. Freebies, that's all we know about. Freebies. Remember the other freebie we got? Yeah, Raheem the Dream Sterling. Yeah, look what he turned about right now. Yeah, I mean, see, people, yeah, horrible misjudgment of players, mismanagement of funds has been going on in this football club, and no one seems to care about the responsibility and accountability down there for this club. But from the top managerial position down to the players, guys, make this make sense. Arsenal is the only team that went down there for a holiday. Yeah, at Dubai. Yeah, a holiday, expense paid, exotic one. Yeah, and we'll come back and dish out stinkers. I would allow every other person to talk right now, but I mean, this is not sustainable. I mean, if this was your private business, Stan Kroenke, I'm bringing you down here, Stan Kroenke. Stan Kroenke, this is your business. Get a hold of this. I mean, you're the first American that I'm seeing, yeah? I mean, that is just allowing your money, yeah, just go down the drain. Where is the accountability? Where is the responsibility? I mean, you're American, you believe in capitalism. You've put in money into this football club, and yet you're swimming in losses. I know the revenue is there, but you're still losing. Yeah? Guys, let's don't do this, yeah? I'll wait for every other person to talk and get the intros out. But I mean, this is not sustainable. We have to talk about this. Big up to you all.
Yeah, man. First of all, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to everybody that's celebrating Eid. Happy Eid Mubarak to everybody out there. Big up to every one of you on the panel as well. Matty, Tony, Abs, salute to all of you, other mans on the panel. I mean, we've been talking about this for quite some time now, especially during this manager's regime. Okay, let's cast our minds back to the last 3 seasons when we actually woke up into a title challenge, right? We've been saying we need a striker. You got rid of Aubameyang. Aubameyang got golden boot twice. Was it twice? He got one joint with
just once.
Right.
It was just once. 22 goals.
Yeah, so he got the golden boot once. In that time period that Arteta showed up after winning the FA Cup. So when you get rid of the golden boot winner that you walked into the club with, what are you supposed to do? You replace him with Nketiah. That's essentially what he did. Yeah? Right? And he didn't just replace him with Nketiah, gave him 100 grand a week, gave him the number 14 shirt, and the guy stunk out the place for 2 seasons until we got rid of him in the summer, right? We're looking at Smith Rowe, he's gone. We're looking at Iwobi, gone. We're looking at Lacazette, Pepe's still our player, by the way. We're still paying for him, and Sterling is thinking of the joint. Just think about that. Pepe still belongs to us, and we got Sterling here, right? And how many times have I said I use the word mercenaries for these players? Matty made a point earlier on. Magalesh is 27. These brothers ain't going to hang about. They're going to go for the next best deal. We see Real Madrid already flirting with Saliba. Just the same way Barca took Fabregas from us. If you lot remember. Yeah? Just throw a little shirt on him. Give him a little shirt to sign. Start talking about the club. And start getting into their head. And like I said, these players don't owe the club nothing. When these players are gone, we're still going to be here. We're the one that's going to be left picking up the pieces. These players are mercenaries. They go to the highest bidder, whoever's paying the biggest money for the same cause. That's it. They want to win title, right? They want medals. And we ain't giving them to that. And as long as they're under this manager, they got no chance. I said a few months ago, right? Because when I look at this fan base, I don't know whether they really want to win something or they just here just for the ride along. You know what I mean? Like if you're here for the ride along, go and watch fucking Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. Yeah, if you're just here for the ride along. Yeah, I want to win something. I want to get over the line. I'm too long in the tooth to be waiting around, faffing around, lollygagging, stumbling and bumbling, and ending up with fuck all at the end of the season. Because that's happened for too long. 21 years since we've seen a league title at this club. 5 years since we've seen a domestic cup at this club. And I was saying a few months ago, we were still in all these cups, by the way. Yeah? Operation Save the Cups. People laughed at me. Yeah? Let's save what we're in, because people look. This club wants to start feeding you about Zubimendi coming up. Is coming next season. What about this season? What about this season? Well, aren't you lot invested in this season? Because I am. Aren't you lot looking to win something this season? I do. Don't you lot want to go to Wembley this season? I do. Like, is that too much to ask as a fan? That's all we want. And time again, this regime has taken a piece out of this fan base. And some of this fan base, they deserve it, by the way. I'm not going to lie. Some of them do. Because for a long time, they were lapping up what these managers be cooking and serving people, serving us dross, throwing us out of the cup early, disrespecting the cup, season after season after season, disrespecting domestic cups and just getting us out of it so early, fielding players that weren't really going to make an impact in the cup, right? And here we are today, still with nothing under this manager's regime, still with nothing. And to me, it hurts me, right? Watching everybody wanting to get over the line with these proper players. Because when you look at what Saka's done, Saliba, even Ben White to an extent, bringing in Raya to win the Golden Glove, right? How long are these players really going to hang around before they move on to clubs that's really going to give them a chance of winning medals, right? And every single domestic cup, I'd say easily put credit in the bank for this manager, but he's wasted it over the last 3-4 years. Now we're battered with injuries. We are battered with injuries, but we had 2 perfect years where we had no injuries. What did we do then? We threw away the cups. We threw away our only chance of winning silverware. And we look at all these other clubs. In that time, Manchester United has gone on to win the FA Cup and the Carling Cup, and they didn't win it by luck. They still have to beat some good things. They have to be Eddie Howe that we can be. They have to be Pep, right? In the finals to win the FA Cup last season. So don't tell me it's not impossible, because it is fucking possible. We ain't done enough. The owners ain't done enough. The manager ain't done enough. And I know, yeah, he spent 800 million, right? But at the same time, we, the owners are the ones that gave these guys, that put people in charge to oversee this money that's been spent. And it's been spent in the wrong place. Look at Merino, Calafiori this season, right? We're playing West Ham the other day. And I'm looking at, okay, so what did we spend money on in the summer? I can't see it. Calafiori ain't on the pitch. Merino's dead up front. So what did we spend money on in the summer? The only person that was trying to pull something out of that game was a 17-year-old that we got out of the academy. Like, what is this? What's going on? And week in, week out, me and Matt is sitting there watching games, and Matt is falling asleep during live games. That's how boring these games are. They've sucked the life and the joy out of the games that we're watching. And we're just supposed to succumb and just say, okay, you know what? Let's roll into next season and do it all over again. Fuck no. Fuck no. Get this manager out yesterday. I'll let the other people talk.
Do y'all realize this right quick before North can speak? Do you realize this? When I was talking to Deludi yesterday, we have spent we just right here. Y'all get this now? I know how you is. I'm gonna watch your reaction when I do this. Because I know what's coming. You and Tony, I know what's gonna. Well, no, I know y'all too. Y'all gonna enjoy this. Marino, Calafiori, Kivior, Fabio. That is almost 150 to 200 million alone right there.
Oh my days, man.
The mismanagement at this club is wild. Honestly, man.
Shocking.
Oh, that hurts to hear it.
Shocking figures, man.
thing is, yeah, and I want to, whoever's going to come in next. The thing is, yeah, I want to deflect this away from the owners for a moment, and I want to focus on this manager, because the owners don't pick the team. The owners don't decide like the player that Arteta identifies or whoever.
The owners can be ruthless, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The owners
Exactly.
can be
The owners can be ruthless. They are part of the problem.
Your
No, but
trigger
yeah,
finger, your
They're
ambition
the biggest
to
part
win
of the
the
problem.
has to be there. You got
I
to
tell
stick
you,
with the
it's
owners as
collaborative.
well.
It's collaborative.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's collaborative. But
Yeah.
I know what Alb's is saying, because Alb's is looking at. See, you have to look at it this way. He's looking at what's the most easiest problem to solve right now. That's the manager. The manager is the easiest problem to solve right now, and that's by sacking him tonight. Or when we get off this podcast, he need to be sacked. Just that quick. He need to be out of there. This manager is at the root of all the problems. He's at the root of the transfer window. He's at the root of the team selection. He's at the root of not taking these competitions serious. He's at the root of us while we've got play. They went to Dubai. They went for a week. Top Goon is spun it. They coming back to save the season. They go on holiday break, whatever it is. And then this
$1.2 million spent.
player we got. He injured the one attacking player we got. They asked, what would you do? High pressing. What are you high pressing for when you got 13 games in the schedule coming up? Back to back. And we already short.
You wrap them players up in cotton wool as well. And that's the thing. I'm not saying the owners aren't culpable, yeah, but this is really, today, yeah, is about this manager mainly, for me anyway. I know we're going to talk about everything else, but for me, the manager, yeah, has to take a lot of the blame, yeah. He's the one who Matty mentioned bought these players in, yeah. He's the one that fell in love with these players, yeah. He's the one that fantasizes over certain players in his team. He's the one who overplays certain players, yeah. And while we're in the position while we are, he's the one who said last season, yeah, be something, be whatever, like
Don't settle.
Don't be satisfied.
yeah,
don't be
settle.
satisfied.
Yeah, don't be satisfied. He's the guy that I'm looking at, yeah. So I'm heated about this because I can't take this manager no more. And for me, yeah, this guy's got to go. This guy's got to walk. I'm not even doing I want him next season and everything now and give him a chance. I want him out of this club. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying nothing.
Waffle TV, please let me just come in there, please. See, people, yeah. I mean, just to only blame Mikel Arteta, I don't think that's the level we're at right now. Yeah, it's a much more bigger problem. It's a big, huge problem from top managerial position down to the players, down to them. Yeah, there's no accountability at the top. If you sack Mikel Arteta, the new manager is still going to come in and face the same kind of, gobsmack that we're watching right now. And at the start of Mikel Arteta's reign, they did say, yeah, that he would, bring in signings in a collaborative effort with the sporting director or whoever was the sporting director 2 years later on. Yeah, they said that they would sit down together and do the signings together. Probably maybe that was Edu, but they did it together. Yeah, including Josh Gronk. It's a more bigger problem. If we sack Mikel Arteta today, we have no sporting director right now as we speak. Who is the next sporting director? Because right now they're trying to pick a sporting director that's a yes man. That's why that position hasn't been filled yet. So just imagine they bring a yes man into that position and it's still the same problems we are going to face. It's not just Mikel Arteta. The person at the top there who will tell Mikel Arteta, no, this signing isn't good enough. No, it's not good enough for the football club, because we do know that Mikel Arteta is an authoritative person. If he says he needs a striker or he needs this player, that player comes in. We do need someone in that sporting director role who's going to say, no, Mikel Arteta, you've done this business your way. It's not going to go your way again. We need to bring in players that would help this team. And I'm sorry, you can't get that signing. Someone who would actually speak up. That's what I'm saying. If we sack the manager, we are still, in fact, that even be the worst. If we sack this manager with no changes in that managerial positions up there, we are still neck deep into the same problem. Gallic won't help us out. We saw our January transfer window, guys. We did no business, guys. If there's no sporting director that will speak out, yeah, If we don't have an owner that will speak out, hey, my funds are being mismanaged, $40 million to Fabio Vieira, and yet it's out on loan. Yeah, we sold out the other guy. Who is the other one that went down to Fulham? Yeah, while we need a number 10 who would actually open up doors like, Odegaard that they promised us about Odegaard, while we sent one of our own down to Fulham and it's opening doors down there. I mean, it's a total shit show. We need to get rid of some certain people in that managerial positions. If not, if we only release Mikel Arteta, we're still neck deep into the same problems. How many more years, Arsenal fans, do we have to go through this? I mean, through this lies, this tale of lies and, smoke screen and mirrors. If we actually want to do something, then let's tackle the problem from the root. And you know the root. If we bring in a new manager, good luck. Let's see what they win.
Yeah, the problem for me is still, and I know Abs wants to move away from the owners, but even if you want this manager gone, who gonna pull the trigger? Who's gonna pull the trigger? Who's gonna pull the trigger? Right? It's the owners, and they're gun shy right now. They're gun shy, just like the forwards we got. Right? How is this manager playing Merino up top, and you say don't pick right? And we got that Butler on the bench. At least he's a striker. Did you hear what Nuno said to Martin Keown the other day?
I heard it.
We were so confident. We didn't need the extra bodies. We knew Merino was playing up top. He ain't troubling nobody. You know what I mean? They had no fear. They made no preparations for Merino because they knew he wasn't a striker. That Butler would have done 10 times better than Merino because he's a striker by trade. I'm not a fucking certified manager, and I know this, right? And Nuno just broke it down and shot Martin Keown down when he said, we knew Merino wasn't going to touch us. We knew it. So we were easy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what Lion Tex or Nomsky think.
Yeah, I was going to say this.
Yes. Let me come in here. As you can see, I'm on the road. I'm on a journey. I intend to get to my destination.
Safe journey, my brother.
Safely.
Save Johnny, Nomsky. Big ups to you, brother.
But the key thing is that I get to that destination, people. So pray for me while I take that drive, and hopefully I will get to that destination. I need to pick up what I need to pick up from that destination, and then make my way home and celebrate my wife. Yeah. So that's the first point. So there's a bit of a little parable there, and just listening to you guys. Big up to all the panel, big up to the chat and everybody. Pleasure being on with you guys. Just listen to you guys, and I hear what Abs is saying, and we need to focus on the entire club from top to bottom. But let's just look at Arteta for a moment. Now, Mikel Arteta, we know that this guy, he came into the club 5 years ago, no managerial experience. That's down to the club. Yeah. But they said, let's try this guy out. The guy, when he first came into the club, he said, I'm going to throw my weight around. I'm going to change his club from top to bottom in terms of how they think. Do you know what I mean? Change the whole profile of the club, the fan base, all of that. And maybe to a certain degree, he brought back happiness to the club. But for me, there's a thing about when you go into a competition. In the third year, I'm not even going into the first 2-3 years where he finished 8th twice and 5th, bottled the 4th place. We talk about the last 3 years. We're now into a third year, where we are now worse off than we was last season. We Liverpool, we finished 5 points ahead of Liverpool last season. There's now an 18-point swing, people. There's an 18-point swing that can be more by the end of the season. Reason being is because in the summer, he was given money from the owners to go and purchase the required players in the required position, which I believe was a striker. Not only that, at the end of last season, he said this is not good enough. Yeah, we should not be in this position. So you go away from that saying, right, okay, we're going to push on for next season. So in the summer, we're linked with Sesko. That was short-lived. And then you're not hearing anything. You're thinking, yes, we're going to go and still get that striker. No, what does he do? He goes and spends almost £80 million on 2 defensive players. Canafori, who is a left-sided centre-back, who now is decided that he's going to now join the left-back ranks. Not only that, he goes and buys a number 8 in Mikel Moreno, who's still up to this point, up to this day, I don't know what the guy does. I don't know what he does in the side. I'm still trying to figure out this guy. But because Mikel Arteta works with square pegs in round holes, that's his philosophy. He likes to move players around. Yeah, he likes players that can play in multiple positions, but he doesn't have a clue how to what's the word I'm looking for? In terms of making players play, making the team play better than what they are. He can't coach. This guy can't coach. He only knows one system, yeah, which is 4-3-3. The guy needs to go into this. We have a problem here. We haven't got a strike up front. How about changing up the system? No, not Mikel Arteta, because I don't really think that this guy has a clue when it comes to playing other systems. And there's coaches in this Premier League that are out coaching this guy, that have experience. That's the thing that a lot of these managers in the Premier League, this guy's been back to the hilt from our owners. We can't turn around and say that owners have not backed these guys. But you know what the problem is that the owners have rewarded this guy. The owners have rewarded this guy for failure. £15 million. Who do you think? They're not going to sack him. They've just given him £15 million, people. Why would they sack him? But then you could look at the flip side of it and say, well, maybe, the mafia. The mafia likes to bring you to a nice room and sit you down and befriend you and everything. And then next thing you know, you've got a cheese wire around your neck and you're done. Maybe they might be doing something like that. I don't know. But what I will say, just to kind of conclude my thing, because I want to try and be as calm as I can, because my blood pressure is already high as it is, and I want to get to my destination. If either the owners or Arteta had any ambition, yeah, they would walk away from this club. Yeah, the ambition from the owners that they don't have no ambition in terms of getting rid of Arteta, and Arteta ain't gonna walk away from this club because when it comes to PR, when it comes to the gift of the gab, this guy has the fan base, the tapped fan base in his hand. And unfortunately, they worship this guy. They don't worship Arsenal, Arteta. Yeah, he's the be-all and end-all. Nobody can say anything wrong about this guy. But the fan base need to wake up. They need to wake up because we're now going into our 5th season where we've not challenged and we've regressed. And fans will still come out and say, no, we've improved. How? They might say, oh, trophies don't matter. He's lowering the standard of this fan base and the way they think, the mediocrity of the way this fan base is. We're being lulled into a sense of mediocrity with this club and Arteta. And this is still going to go on unless the fan base come together like us. Yeah, we're maybe a small minority, but we have to come together. We handed out the most successful manager in our club's history, yeah, for saying top 4 is a trophy. This guy can't tie. This guy cannot tie Arsene Wenger's shoelaces. But the fan base, the young fan base, unfortunately, it's the young fan base. And yes, you've got a few that are up in age as well. All right, but I'm telling you now, man, they need to wake up now because we're going into another year. And the last thing I'd like to just say is, what big story is he going to come with at the end of the season? What big story is he going to come with at the end of the season? Let's watch this space. It's Netflix FC right now. That's all I've got to say on that matter, mate.
Craig or Lion Tech?
You're on mute.
Yeah,
Maybe Craig.
let Lion Tech go first, isn't it? Can you hear me now?
There you go, brother.
Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless up for having me though, Abs, man. Bless up to the panel as well. Boy, what can I say that hasn't already been said, bruv? You know what I mean? I've said it for the longest time. The manager's a fraud. You know what I mean? Everyone's starting to see it now, but I've been saying it from day one. Get me? The board, like, they have no ambition whatsoever. And the owners couldn't care less. You know what I mean? So we're literally fucked. That's the simple answer of it. We're fucked as a football club. Because no one is taking accountability for this bullshit that we have to put up with every single season, bro. Literally, every single match, yeah, I'm half asleep, falling asleep. Like, when have I ever watched Arsenal and ever fell asleep during the game, bro? I fell asleep about 3 games this season, fully asleep, bro, because of how crap we are. You know what I mean? And this manager wants to come out and flipping make excuses every single time, talking about his unprecedented injuries. How is injuries unprecedented? It's part of the fucking game, bruv. You know what I mean? Look how much injuries, yeah, Liverpool had last season. You know what I mean? Because I had a Liverpool fan on my channel yesterday, and he was even saying, yeah, that the amount of injuries they had last season is not even comparable to what we have this season. But yet they still won a cup. They still won something, bro, against Chelsea in the final. Everyone remembers that final. They still went out there and won something, bro. So what's our excuse? What kind of football club, yeah, does not have a recognized striker? Name me a football club that doesn't have a striker. Name me a football team in the world, bruv, that doesn't have a striker. Name me one. So, I mean, there ain't one, bruv. Every team has to have at least a striker. We don't even have one that we can bring on. We have that, what's that youth's name on the bench? I don't even know him, but he's a striker. Put him in. I don't even care at this point. Put him in. I don't want to see defensive midfielders as my striker, bruv. You get me? That's stupid. That don't make no sense. You know what I mean? What kind of foolishness is going on, bruv? Like, it's crazy, bruv. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm just sick of it, man. I've said it for the longest time, bruv. Until this manager is gone from this club, we ain't doing shit, bruv. And I'm going to keep saying it every single season until he's gone. Get me? I said the same thing last season. That this season we ain't going to do shit. Now look, are we doing shit? No, we're not. Next season, it'll be the same. If he stays here, yeah, I'm telling you now, it'll be the same thing, but worse. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how much money he spends. He's not a good coach. He's not a good manager. Get rid of him. Get a proper manager in and give him the money. Simple. You know what I mean? Even if, yeah, I know what everyone's saying about the owners, and I fully agree, yeah. But at the same time, yeah, look at Liverpool's owners, for example, yeah. They got shit owners as well, bruv. They don't back their team, but they get a quality manager that can flip in paper over the cracks and at least win trophies.
Great point.
That's half the job. But that's half the job. Getting a good manager in the club. That's half the job. And
exactly, that's half the job. They've done good recruitment, and that's because they have quality people at the helms of affairs. They have a sporting director who would say, you know what, yeah, let's add a Slashbullai into our team. Let's bring in a Gravenbat into our team. Okay, let's add some depth here. Let's bring in Chiesa, who could chip in 1 or 2 things at the end of the day. I mean, you can look at it from any other angle, but I mean, even if they don't, usually bring out a pool of cash, yeah, to help out Liverpool. But I mean, look at the players they've brought in. Look at the recruitment. Me and you can smile about the recruitment in this football club. I mean, Ola used to have. I mean, even our brother down here at Southern Guinea used to have a transfer window show. Guys, this year, me and our brother Southern Guinea, we just threw away the transfer window show. We didn't do anything. Because we've already, it was just a telepathic understanding. We knew we're not going to sign anyone. So we just couldn't even do any show. We just left it there for, for others to just, laugh about it. But, look at it. And we signed no one. No one of quality. That's not the same story with Liverpool. They brought in world-class players.
Slot is the signing of the season. Everybody
you.
agree,
Thank
right?
you.
And that's
Exactly my
I
point.
agree, man.
and you said they got shit owners, but they've brought in 2 title winning manager to their club in the last 10
Thank
years.
you.
And that's what FSG has
Thank
done.
you.
And that's a great point that papers over the cracks. But let's hear from Craig, because we haven't heard from Craig yet, and then we can obviously get
Yeah, go
into
to
some of
Craig.
the main points. Because I want
Yeah.
to touch on what Lion Text was saying about Slot, about being a difference maker, because that is a great point. Because when Liverpool bought Salah and Van Dijk and all them, they don't buy lots, but when they buy good. But anyway, let me shut up, Craig. Let's hear what you got to say about this club, man.
It's a joke. Like all you guys have said, have summed up everything. Like, I agree with everything you guys have said. Like even if Arteta was at any other club in the Premier League or even abroad, like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and he finished second twice, or whether he finished fifth, he finished eighth, he'd have been sacked a long time ago. Don't 2 years apart. Look at Ancelotti for example. Ancelotti not win Champions League this season. He's gonna get sacked anyway. He knows it, so he has to win the big trophies. That's how big clubs run. If you don't win anything, you get sacked. That's how it's supposed to be. And the money he's wasted as well on players who are not good. It's an absolute joke, right? Because next season is going to be even harder for us to do well next season. Other teams are going to get better. Newcastle are going to have a lot of money to spend. You got Chelsea. You got all your rivals are going to end up getting better. Not in the process, they have money to spend. If they get Champions League forward, they're going to buy big as well. So we could be falling even behind from second to maybe fifth or sixth next season if we're not careful. Or even out of the top 5 if we don't be careful. If we don't buck up our ideas and start being ambitious and start trying to go for big trophies again, because the last time Arsenal won a big trophy was 2004. That was the Premier League. Look how long that was, over 20 odd years ago, and it's not very good anyway. So that's all I got to say, man.
Yeah, big up Abs breaking your fast, man. Big up my broski. But let's try and zero in on a couple of things.
Big up, Abs.
Obviously, everyone's been making some great points, but like I said, because that was a great point that Lion Text made about Liverpool's owners, because FSG, they're basically the same as KSC. It's just like 3 letters, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But what they do right, and obviously I'll let everyone else go, I think, is when it's time for them to spend, they identify the right people. They identify the right players. Not every single time. No one's perfect. But let's just say, I don't know, 80% of the time. It seems like that for me anyway, because that's a great point. FSG hasn't back Slot. You got all the way to January, top of everything, and they still didn't say, here's a little something to get you across the line. So, I mean, is it American owners in a whole, or is it just like certain of them? I mean, obviously, we got a few Americans here. Maybe they can get, I know Matt's always got the great information. Maybe you lot can break it down for us, man. But maybe it's a talent ID problem. I don't know, guys. What do you reckon?
No, so the thing with American owners is the American sports system don't operate off relegation on promotion. Like you finish where you finished, and the money is split evenly. So when Denver Nuggets won the NBA title, that's good enough to quiet the fan base for 10, 15 years because they're not getting relegated. You know what I mean? So the American sports model owning a English football team is always going to be problematic. Always.
But you know what? I have to disagree, because if they get an owner, you'll notice what I'm about to say. If they get an owner like George Steinbrenner,
for the Yankees,
yeah. If you get an owner like that right there, you ain't got to worry about. Arteta had been sacked 3 years ago. He'd been long gone.
Yeah, but you see how the Yankees are moving since Steinbrenner died.
Yeah, they the flat line.
Right. So it's like the old school mentality that Steinbrenner had, like what Perez has at Real Madrid. And I want to touch on a point that Craig said earlier about bro, Xavi Hernandez is a Barcelona legend. He won the league at Barcelona and still got sacked. He won the league because that year they finished, they didn't make it to the knockout stage. They got dumped into Europa that year and they sacked him, and he's an actual Barcelona legend, bro. Arteta is not an Arsenal legend. He's more of an Everton man.
He didn't even shoot. We had that discussion the other night. They don't even recognize him over Everton.
He's not even an Everton legend, bro.
Those are the levels. Imagine, bro, if Arteta won 1 league title, AFTV would start a GoFundMe to build a statue for him outside. But they sacked him. They sacked the man for winning the league title because the Champions League. Because Barcelona haven't won the Champions League since 2015. There's pressure there. So this idea that the club is running that we had to lock up Arteta because he might go to Barcelona is complete bullshit. Because you can't go to Barcelona and finish 8th, no trophy, and live. Because we've seen the evidence. Man won the league and got sacked. So, like Norman said, I wonder what the club is gonna spin this summer when we don't win anything. They're in their PR rooms right now, bro, thinking it up. They're coming up with a strategy to run some PR that's gonna quiet the fan base. Because
I don't even know if it's new anymore, bro. Because it just seems to be they just change key words. You know, the war chest goes to unprecedented summer. You know, it just I don't even know if it changes, bro. I'm baffled a lot of the time. Like how do they still think it's gonna work? But it does, and I'll let someone else go. But Matty was on another show. I can't even remember who it was, and it was asking the percentage of the top gooners to someone like me who's so-called toxic negative, right? And Matty said it was about 91%. I'm pretty sure, Matt. I'm pretty sure, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, I thought it was a little bit more closer, like, you know, maybe the 70-30 range. But really and truly, when I check it, bro, Matty's right, man.
When you got China vases selling out for 550 pounds, selling out. This is see, this is where I get this is where I lose my mind at. We have put out every cup competition pretty much outside of Champions League, which we get ready to get put out of. Because my friends, I think if you don't know what's coming on Tuesday night, you better go Google. You better go Google what PSV is coming with on Tuesday night. We're in dire straits in that game. I'm telling you know now. We're in major trouble. All right. So when you look at all of the failure we've had this year, we've had over 16 merch drops. 16 in one calendar year. My American brother there would tell you, bro, we don't even see that kind of stuff in the NFL. Nope. We don't even see that kind of stuff over here. But they 16 outfits. And then you get China vases. That China vases, a football club, a professional football club. China vases, Home Shopping Network, QVC. This is what this football club is doing now. Dial in 1-800 to get 20% off right now. If you call in right now, that's
I've never been so embarrassed. Yeah,
Home Shopping. Home Jury Network. This football club is done. Psychologically, it is done.
Matty, this football club, Matty, let me tell you something right now. Your membership card is a fucking bank card, bro. It's a fucking Visa card, man. Your membership card, yeah, because they want direct route to your money, bro. Right, and that's how they're moving. Right, and we look at the all right. We've been saying about how this manager has been failing in terms of recognizing the domestic cups and how he's been putting us out of them, right? But it's not just that. When we look at what we've done in the league as well, because the league is a true reflection of how we really are, right? Obviously, we've had the falls done this season because we just by the performances that we've put out. By the games that we've lost and drawn, we shouldn't be in second place. We should be down near like 8th, 9th, something like that, right? But it's like an elephant on the tree. It's kind of like how I'm looking at why we're still in second place, right? but we look at the FSG, I mean the Liverpool owners, yeah. When Brendan Rodgers hit second place with that Liverpool team, they're on the cusp of winning. And the owners knew, all right, Suarez is going to want to leave because he ain't won nothing. Gerrard is probably coming to the end of his career. You know what? We need to move on Brendan Rodgers now. Because right where we're on the cusp of winning it, let's go and do some extra. Let's bring in that X factor. And they brought in Klopp. Klopp was all in there to bring in. And then look what he's going to achieve in that time, right? The overtime as well. I think Wenger just won the FA Cup, right? We went ahead instead of sending him out into the sunset with the FA Cup. We gave him extra contract. Pep was available at that time. We could have got Pep. It was on a sabbatical, right? We gave Wenger another contract, right? So the miscalculations has been on these owners as well, where they gun shy and not pulling the trigger at the right time on some of these managers. Because we've wasted 20 plus years with the wrong managers by sticking with them for too long. And when we stick with these managers for too long, for me, 18 months, 2 years, if any manager ain't cutting it, be gone. 2 years, be gone. If you don't look, as same goes with the players. Why are we staying married to these managers and players for? This is 2025. Football ain't like in the 90s no more, where managers are doing all 15, 20 years. No, those days are gone. 4 or 5 years tops if you're a good manager, right? So for me, I just think we need to look at look. I know we're talking about the manager, but the manager has to get removed by the owners, and if the owners ain't being held responsible for at least moving the conveyor belt of managers in and out of the club, depending on their success rate, because that's what it boils down to, success rate, right? These owners are looking at the bread that's being brought in, not the success rate. Those are two different things. Success to me is going to Wembley and lifting the silverware at the end of the season. Success to me is seeing the medals being put around the players' necks at the end of the season. That's what success is to me. The bank balance and all of that, that's for the club and the owners and the people that got dividends and all of them people to deal with. That's not our cup of tea. What we want is bragging rights.
Yep.
And we ain't had none in 20 plus years. And that's down to the custodians of this club as well.
Yeah, and speaking of the cups, Ola, it's not like we've been getting knocked out of the cups by some of the big teams. Like we got knocked out the FA Cup the year after he won it to Southampton. Southampton, bro. And the year after that, we got knocked out of the FA Cup to Nottingham Forest in the championship. Right. They were in the championship.
Don't forget we scuffled with Oxford. We were scuffling with Oxford.
And this is why I say disrespecting the cup and throwing the cups away, because that's what throwing the cups away looks like to me. Losing to opponents that you know they're not even on your level. But
that was a sackable offense. Going out the FA Cup to Southampton
is criminal.
And a championship Nottingham Forest team is sackable. Like we can go around this panel and I'll be like, Abs, give me one time Arteta should be sacked. And all 9 of us would have a different answer.
Oh, yeah.
9 times that he could have been sacked.
Definitely.
August 17th, after that first game of the Premier League against Wolves, bro, he should have been all the way out of there, bro.
Hey, BBK, if you're saying all of us will have 9 times that he could have been signed, that he could have been sacked, what that tell you about the owners? Are they gun shy or not?
Oh yeah, but the thing is, they're running out of excuses now, bro, because the PR can't PR anymore when the evidence is so clear to be seen. They're running out of excuses.
The PR is still
no, BBK, that's where the mistake is. BBK, that's where the mistake is. They're not they're not running out of any excuse. Far from that. Already the manager came out. I mean, was it not last week when the manager came out and said, you know what, this season we're even more better than I even thought. That with the injuries that we had in this team, coupled with every other thing that has happened in this team, and we are actually going head to head with Liverpool for the title, that it's a big thing. The manager said it. He has already there's already an excuse. And again, this brings me to the next part, and that's this PR machine. And the PR machine we're talking about, I mean, it's in all facets about the football club. How about Paige Jones? I mean, it's right we start bringing this people into the conversations, The Eduardo, there's one guy on Twitter that says a lot of bullocks, guys, lots of bullocks. That guy's name is Eduardo Hahn. I don't know where that guy comes from, but I see something from University of Chile. I don't know where that guy comes from, but that one guy, you know that guy's a brown envelope, journal, These are the guys we have spinning, lots of narratives for this football club. I mean, the guy that handles Twitter for the Arsenal Football Club, I mean, after a lose or after a loss, this guy just comes out and says, on to the next one. I mean, do you know, and you know, we have lots of all these young fans who are there watching, these things, and they're seeing this nomenclature, they're seeing these statements, they're seeing these phrases, and they're like, oh, let's have mercy on them. Maybe the next matchup will get something. They are part of this machine. The manager came out and said, you know what, we need to identify players. The next week, he said something like, I'm having a discussion with the Arsenal players to know which striker we're going to bring in. Bro, the rumor mill, it doesn't stop. The PR continues. It continues. It's there. It's never going to stop. And you know what? How about the merch? How about the merch, guys? Yeah. I mean, there's one guy that I always like what he says on AFTV, that Yadman. But I mean, in his last conversation the other day, Yadman, how can you be talking about this football club, but you're wearing the latest merch of the football club? You are part of the problem still. If you have the recent merch of this football club, you are part of the problems, and we have to comfort that, because you know what? Yeah, the revenue that was just released. Me and Matty, we talked about the revenue about this football club. Yeah, the revenue is being generated more from the merch that these guys are selling. They're making more and more money each year
Uncomfy
from the merch. So everyone who's supporting with their little token from that merch, I mean, we have to start looking at that, right? The merch, the verse, it's selling out in record times. The club is making money. Why do you think they would buy you a striker when you go to the shop and buy the latest merch? It just goes straight into the cronky bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Let's don't pretend as if we love the football club. And again, see, guys, how about, you know what, guys? Now is not time for lip service. How about Arsenal fans who are London fans who are down there? Guys, I mean, you guys watch the matchup, every week in, week out. How many banners have you seen Arteta out in that stadium? Guys, let's be frank. Let's be frank. It's not just good and okay for us to come down here and sit on podcasts and talk. How about the Arsenal fans who are down there? The toxic one, the negative one, anyone. How many times have you seen in recent matches where anyone is carrying a placard, a simple placard? We need accountability. We need responsibility. Yeah. So if you're in London, I mean, I'm not talking of the league gunners or whoever, all these guys are in maybe Spain or somewhere else. You who is in London, you in London. I'm not in London. If I was in London, I left in London like 4 years ago. If I was in London, I would carry placards down there. We need accountability. We need a number 9. I've not seen anything like that. So it's now down to you guys who buy the merch down there, who have season tickets. Go down to the football club. Go there to the stadiums. Carry a placard. Hide it inside your bag. A paper. Anything. Yeah? Just carry it down there. Let's see the seriousness from you guys. If not, we'll continue to be in this position.
Yeah,
this is where we deserve to be for fans like that.
That's why I brought up the whole 91% thing that Matt was saying, because, I think Northside even wants to do a protest at the end of the season. And I was there for the Weller one. There was about 30 people there, bro. You can have all the intention you want. I think the only way you're going to affect this club is to stop their money, bro. No bums on seats. Stop buying the merch, something that obviously you're quite passionate in saying. And it's an absolute joke. When I see a vase for 550 sterling, that's an embarrassment to me. I feel embarrassed to be an Arsenal fan. You know what I mean? This is what they're doing, And as Matty said, 16 drops. Now I always liken it to like the Wire or something. Marlowe taking over the corners. Like the Cronkies, they're over that side. All they want to know is the money straight. They're not fixing up the hood. They ain't giving out no turkeys. They just want to know, is the money straight? So why? So while I do blame them, and I've said it with Abs plenty of times, like the Spider-Man meme, who does it really? I mean, this season alone, for me personally, I mean, I'll ask everyone else and I'll shush. I've been zeroing in on Mikel Legoman Arteta this season, bro. Because like I said, these guys are just over there. All they want to know is the money straight? That's it. Yeah, they're the plug. They don't want to know how hard of a week you've had. They don't want to know how many people was outside the trap house. They don't care. They just want to know, is our money good? So for me, when I say, all right, let me strip that back, Arteta's had funds to spend, whether they're Kroenke's funds or not. He's had funds. So you really got to strip it and then say this season, because Ola made a great point as well. Arteta, the cheek of the man to try and say we should be mid-table and stuff. But at the end of the day, the way that we've looked this season, I feel like we are lucky to be where we are.
We are lucky to be where we are. I mean, there's no doubt about it, man. When we're lucky
to be where we are, bro. We're lucky to be where we are. So for me, it's just outright negligence. If you think this guy's not got a big enough voice to say, hold on, get me a player, get these players some help, please. Get these players some help. That's all we're asking for at the end of the day. So when you skip back everything, and I'll let everyone else talk. I want to talk about Arteta. I want to talk about the decisions that this guy's made. I want to talk about his in-game management. I want to talk about his substitutions, because it's all dross this year. It's falling apart. Every year we go backwards. So I'm gonna shush, but they're the kind of things that I wonder, because when you strip back everything, bro, Cronky's this, that, and the other, you know, as plugs, as dealers, however you want to say it, they've done their job. We've given you the goods, bro. We've done it.
Yeah,
So
can you pull the schedule up? Can you pull the fixture list up for me right quick? I want y'all to ride with me. I want y'all to ride with me. I'm going to show y'all something right here.
We got United and Chelsea next.
Yeah. Hold on, BBK. I want y'all to ride with me, brother. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show y'all something. I revealed it. I showed this to Diluted yesterday. Blew his mind. I'm going to show this to y'all in just a second. As soon as Abs get this up, I want y'all to visually see this. Once you get it up there, I want y'all to watch this now. I'm gonna do two things now. So, Manchester United next week, that's not a gimme. Chelsea, that's not a gimme. Fulham, I mean, they, you know, it depends on which way the wind blows. We can't beat them in Fulham, so Everton's revitalized. They've got, you know, Brentford, they're tricky. The strikers on decent form over there. You got Ipswich. If they'd have came forward in December, they possibly could have drew us. That was with a full team, by the way. Palace, Mateta's on the same amount of goals as Salah.
Is he?
Yeah, 21. It's 21. Yeah, 21.
Jesus.
Yeah. He's mind blown. Like what? Yeah, Bournemouth. You know. Then we got the Guard of Honor. Then we got Newcastle, which we beat. We can't beat it all. Possibly 4 times. I think that'd be a record. Be the first time we lost to a team 4 times in 1 year. And then you got Southampton, who, you know, people saying, well, we'll beat them. Well, we drew them 1-1 last year. So out of all these games, if I had to say, I'd say maybe Southampton and maybe Ipswich. So that's what, 6 points. Pull the table up right quick, Bance. Pull that table up right quick.
Add that to the 50. Add that to the 54.
Yeah.
That is dark. That is so dark.
Now
60 points. 60 points.
Now stop right there. Let's go ahead and remove Liverpool. Let's just slide down past Liverpool and stop it too. We don't even talk about Liverpool. They done. Their season is over. Now look at what we at. We got Forest 6 points behind. We got City on our back. Chelsea's on our back. Newcastle is not too far off there. If we drop 4 games, and any of them 3 teams go on a run of 3 straight, you look at what we in. We are officially in a top 6 race. And people think I'm playing when I tell y'all, and I keep asking, where are the goals coming from? Where?
Matty, did I not say this about the top 6 race?
You said it again.
Did I not say that early in the season?
Yeah, you said it early in the season, top 6. Where are the goals coming from? Because, see, this fan base cannot get it through their head. And, see, now it's at DEFCON 8, so everybody wants a striker now. But, see, this is what happens when you don't prepare. You don't prepare for anything. You have no backup plan for the backup plan for the backup plan. We came into this season. This manager, I keep saying it. I keep using this term. It was absolute malpractice that this football manager came into the season with a shortened squad. And then now you're paying the price for it. You're going to pay the ultimate price. And see, the only way this fan base is changed is if we come out of this top 4. That's the only way. And then they'll start cutting the fool and cutting the monkey. But see, this is what I keep telling people. I've been saying it all year. I know for a fact, Tony, I said this with you, and I know I said it with Ola and Tech. I said the schedule, there are no places to hide this year in the schedule. There are absolutely none. All year, it's got to be on. And what you're looking at right here, I told y'all it's the same way as the first half of the season. No run, you can't hide nowhere. You get to the second end of the season, can't hide nowhere. This schedule, we had the absolute benefit 2 years ago of past 2 years, of actually having a decent schedule starting out the season. So it provided that double padding for when we was going on them runs. And now all of a sudden that double padding is gone because all these other teams have gotten competitive. So if we stay on the form we are on now, what do y'all think will happen next year? We're going to be doing what Manchester United. You see right now, you look down at the bottom of that screen. You see where United is? That they're going to move. We'll be sitting right down there with them next year. And people be wondering, how did this happen? This has been an absolute shit show from top to bottom, and now we're seeing what it looks like when it finally unfolds. This is ridiculous. 800 million pounds spent, and we're sitting here on our way close to being put out of the top 5. That's sackable in itself, right
In
today.
itself. Yep.
Where have we seen
Have we
this?
missed our best chance of winning the league? Because I fully believe that,
Oh,
you
that's
know
gone.
what? Yeah, got like the last 2 years. Like, I think what we're seeing now is kind of like people are just starting to wake up to it. But for me, you know,
why
I think it's gone.
You know why it's gone? I'll tell y'all. I'll give y'all some examples of why it's gone. Y'all come with me. Y'all ride with me. Hey, just like North just got an open seat over there. Y'all come sit down. I'm come ride with me. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. Newcastle, they got money to spend. Ain't selling nobody. They bring it. They adding to. Chelsea, they'll get Ramsdale when Southampton go down. He'll be over there at Chelsea. So they'll get the goalkeeper situation sorted out, and then they'll be pretty much good to go. They'll probably add 1 or 2. They got Estefan Willian coming in. If you ain't seen him, you better go look. They got him coming in. So they'll be good to go. Then you got Aston Villa. Aston Villa's gonna load up. They're gonna get the money together, the Duran money. They're gonna start spending money on players. Then you got City. City showed y'all what they was getting ready to do. They said we're gonna
They've started the build already. They've started the build already.
Hey, Norman, you know how back in the day when we was all coming up in the magazines, when someone was coming out, they give us a CD, the preview. You get a preview before it came. That's what they did. They gave y'all the preview in January. Say, hey, we're gonna give you a 6-month preview of what's getting ready to come. So you know what's coming with them. United, regardless of how bad they are, we know they're gonna spend money somewhere. Liverpool, you think they can add to what they've got? You think they adding to? Then they're gonna have that problem. Then if Wolves find a way to hang around, their owners got money. Oh, Leeds coming up next year too, by the way. Leeds got money. All these teams got money. Arsenal has sat here and absolutely pissed on themselves right down their right leg. And they have sat here, and these teams are going to catch up to them. And then we're going to be sitting here fumbling. We're in a rebuild, whether nobody wants to believe it or not. We are in a factual rebuild right now. This team needs 8 players. 8 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I mean, I'm calculating about 10. I'm calculating about 10. I'm calculating about 10 because we don't have a replacement for David Raya. Guys, we don't have a replacement for David Raya. And no one is talking about that. I mean, David Raya, you saw what the stinker that Neto dished out at Girona. I mean, you guys saw when he came in that game against Girona in the Champions League. I mean, did it inspire anything? So we do need someone, a backup of some sort for David Raya. I mean, Martinelli hasn't signed a new deal. I mean, that we think that will keep him here more is gonna go. They're thinking of selling him. I mean, Trossard hasn't signed a new deal. He's gonna go. I just heard that they want to give Thomas Partey 1 more year on that deal. Is it worth it to give him 1 more year when you put him at right back, or you don't even give him a chance in the middle of the park to even come in? Your best midfielder on the bench for Jorginho. I mean, make that make sense. Listen, Nelson, and guys, we are also forgetting that we are getting the crumbs that we sent on loan. We're getting them back, and they're not even improving. I mean, my brother Southampton Jr. has even made mention of it about 2 weeks ago. They're all coming back with no improvement whatsoever, no improvement plan, no integration plan. But they're all coming back with injuries, looking better than they were 2 seasons to 3 seasons ago. I mean, Fabio Vieira is coming back. He's got a little bit of clout in Porto, but he's coming back. That's important. But it's coming back to Arsenal right now. It looks drab. Nelson, I mean, season-ending injury that happened to him in Fulham. It's coming down here. But bro, Lokonga might be coming down here. We have a cluster of these horrible players coming back to Arsenal Football Club. How about people here? How about Areola? He hasn't spent big amount of money in that team, Bournemouth. But look at where they are on the table. Look at the kind of style of play that he's playing with. What happens to that manager when he spends close, even half of what Mikel Arteta spends? Just imagine. And they're doing this without world-class players. I mean, look at Everton. Let's don't even go further, yeah? Look at Everton, yeah? I mean, these guys they were at the dregs at the start of the season with Sean Dyche football. But, just put 1 or 2 things together, and the legendary manager, David Moyes, is back. And look at, look at the style of play.
Even
We need to
Graham
see a style
Potter,
of play.
even Graham
Who
Potter
will
is
tell us right now? Who will tell us right now that Mikel Arteta has a style of play? Say the truth, people. Say the truth. Does this manager have a style of play? Let's say the truth.
No,
Yeah. Does he
no,
have a style of play?
no.
No, he doesn't have a style of play. And you know what? Yeah, because this is what has been bailing us out, and it's not sustainable. And if you guys see with a third eye, you'll see what I'm talking about. How many of you guys have seen Nicolas Jover jogging around the touchline in the past 3-4 weeks? How many of you guys have seen it?
Yeah,
The cameras don't even
yeah.
zoom in on him no more. You know why? Because the goals coming
Yeah,
up
man, to
from set
troll, you know.
pieces have dried up. Has dried up. I mean, Sarton Gunnar said something. It flew through you guys' heads. It flew through you guys' heads. Something he said, Sarton Gunnar. He said something. It flew through you guys' head. He said that we haven't scored a set piece goal since when? December. It
Hey,
flew.
does anyone
No
know
one. No one. Maybe Ola said something like about that. But I mean, it flew through. All of us heads down here. We haven't scored a set piece goal. Something that used to, bail us out of these games most of the time is dried up. And Nicolas Jover is nowhere to be seen. The cameras are no, I mean, they don't zoom on him no more. How about that morale that they built for him in the space of how many months?
Does anyone know who the Liverpool set piece coach is? His name?
Never heard of
Nah,
I don't know. I
How
don't know.
come everyone,
Lying
how come
text anyway.
everyone knows who Nicolas Jover is?
You know
Yeah,
what?
but that's what Arsenal does, though. That's what Arsenal does. And just to say this real quick, right, before you call it,
Yeah.
right. I look at this club and the way we PR a lot of the things that goes on, the whole dark arts, the captain. That's one thing we've not even spoken about. The captain of this football club, yeah. And I've said it time and time and time again. When you look at the captains that's gone through this club, the captains that we've had at this great club, this guy folds under pressure. I mean, absolutely buckles
Horrible,
under pressure,
horrible,
right?
horrible.
And that's part of the cross that we're having to carry at this club,
Horrible.
because your captain is the face of the game. He's the one that's literally got to drive the game while the game is going on, while they're in the heat of play. Is the captain that's really got to drive the team forward. And this guy that we've got, he ain't it, right? Taking 10 touches, 8 touches, like we're doing touch counts during watch along. This guy's taking 8 touches before he passes the ball.
Touches. 8 to 10
Why?
touches.
Spinning around before you pass the ball, like delaying attack. And these are the type of things.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you need, I said this, yeah. I said Bruno's way better. Bruno Fernandes, way better than Odegaard as a captain and as a footballer, right? Because when it comes to pressure and trying to get his team over there, at least he does something, right? I asked, when is the last time we've seen specialist players at this football club? A player that does what he's supposed to do. Not no versatile player. Not no player that can play 10 positions. A player that his only job is to bag. When was the last time we had a specialist set piece taker? Somebody that can just bury a free kick at this football club.
Can I?
When was the last time we had that?
Can I hop in on this? I want to address the elephant in the room. I'm so glad you said that, Ola. That's exactly why I was getting ready to go down the boulevard. Let's talk about this sorry scouting department we got here at this football club. Let's talk about this sorry scouting department at this football club. See, me and Lee, I put it in the group. I forgot to put it in our group. I put it in our group so y'all can view our scouting department and how inept this scouting department is. We've got the average age is about 42, 43 of our scouting department. You would think that the scouting department would have guys that's in their late 50s, early 60s, possibly even 70s. It's been around the block, you know. It's all job for the boys. Where are the signings at, gentlemen? Well, we used to pay, you could pay £100,000 for a player. He turns into a $6, $7, $8, $15, $20 million player. Where are the $6.5 million players at? Where the $3 million quality $3 million
Three.
player? This manager was going out here buying, spending $50 million on Jesus. He was spending $30 million on Zinchenko. He's paying $30 million for Fabio. He's paying $30 million for Kivior. He's out here spending top dollar $10 million on Lakonga. He's out here just wasting money.
Yep.
And then now tell you, oh, they hadn't backed him. The man has been back to high heaven. The man has had the cash on hand. He has had the cash. He's had the money put down. He has spent the money on trash. There's no coincidence that Edu left this football club 3 weeks after Sterling pulled in the Dodge. You're not gonna convince me when I know for a fact me, Ola, and Tony was sitting on shows. Not one person on the panel, not one person in the chat. Me and Ola do a show with Lee every week, every game. There's no way we sat there, and I cannot recall looking over in the chat, hearing it in the fan, hearing it in the air, seeing it on the message board. People calling for Raheem Sterling to come to the football club. Not one person called for Raheem Sterling to come to this football club prior to him coming. That was an absolute piss take. And I'm telling you all that this manager has orchestrated this chaos that we're seeing right now. He asked for these players. Yeah. He had the list of players. He's not going out buying quality players. I set up with DG yesterday for an hour and a half and went through a list of players. I went through a list of players with Dan Potts. I went through a list. I've done it with Tony. I've done it with Ola. I've showed Tech. I've showed Ben. I have shown people players. We could have went out and about 8 to 9 players for about 30 to 42 million pounds. And we'd have money left over to buy what? A world-class player if needed. This manager has mismanaged his money. He doesn't need another cent. He doesn't need another nickel and another dime. The spigot needs to be cut off. Shut it down. He needs to be moved on at the end of the summer so that we can bring in a manager that can work something. You give him $150 million out the gate, $250 million out the gate. I guarantee it'll be a different ball game. I'm sick of this manager. I am absolutely sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go on.
Go on, Steve. Go on.
Yeah, no, let me. Yeah, because I'm still on the road. I'm not on my way back home, so I made it back there. I'm nearly home, people. Right. Let me say this, yeah. And just going back to what Matt was saying, and with regards to talent ID, and Arteta doesn't have that whatsoever, and they definitely haven't taken a leaf out of Arsene Wenger's book when it comes to talent ID, buying gems and turning them into world-class players. Okay, this guy is prepared. He's been backed. We can't say he hasn't been backed, but the money that this guy has wasted on average players and paying through the nose for these players. Classic example, and we've all seen it. Matt shared with us with Alonso and Bayer Leverkusen. Look at. I don't think there's one player, the most expensive player in that team, that done.
Lookman, 20 million euros.
What you call it? Done invincible, nearly done about 21 million euros. 21 million euros, yeah? And we're buying Fabio Vieira for 30 odd million. We're spending, as you said, 50 odd million on Gabriel Jesus, 30 odd million on Bart Simpson, 42 million on Calafiori, 30 odd million on Moreno. Money wasted. And you know what it is that this guy has not the capability of taking a player that probably cost 2 million, seeing talent ID, and then actually coaching this guy to be a top class player. Wenger could do that. Yeah, Wenger could do that. This guy can't do it. Right? And if I was an owner of the club and I'm giving my money for you to go and spend, and I'm not seeing any results, but you see, the problem is it boils down to all of them are accountable, because as far as the owners are, as long as the money is coming in, as long as you finish in top 4 and the money is coming in and we're getting Champions League money, keep doing what you're doing, Arteta, because you're now the man. I've paid you the 15 million. Keep your mouth shut and do what you need to do. Be that puppet for us. Yeah? Be that puppet for us. That's what it is. That's what it is. And the thing is, until until we drop out of the top 4 in top 5 in the 6, and something catastrophic happens with this side and this fan base wakes up, that's when these owners are going to act. Yeah, they had to do it with Wenger. Yeah, they now need to do it with Arteta, but it's going to take a catastrophic fallout. Yeah, and the way we're playing right now and the games that are coming up, mate, I'm telling you, right, we're on the edge. People, we are on the edge. That's all I've got to say.
And
Over to anybody else.
I mean, I'm going to ask you, Nomsky, like, what does that look like for the players, though? Like, the situation that you're talking about now, coming out of the top 4, top 5, what does that mean for the players?
Right now, yeah, people, listen to me. You got Saliba, yeah, looking at his front three. You got Gabriel Mangalis looking at his front three. Did you see their body language? These guys are putting their necks on the line, yeah, for this man Arteta to be dissing the front three, and spending money where is necessary. These guys are having to bail. Gabriel Mangalis is having to bail out this manager. Yeah, he's in terms of defensive, I think he's probably about the 4th highest goal scorer. Yeah, in our team, something like that. I don't know the exact figures. Someone can bring that up and let us know. But at the end of the day, these guys, yeah, have not won anything. Yeah, and they're looking at their other teammates like Real Madrid, and all them thinking, hold on a second, man, brother. Listen, I'm going away on international duty and just show me all these medals. No, man, I need to move, man. Because they're getting older. Gabriel Mangalis is 27 years old, people. Yeah. He's 27 years old. You think the man is going to hang about? Get out of here, man.
Yeah. Well, Vinicius Junior has about 20-something medals with him. I mean, that's what he will brag about in the Brazilian team training ground. I mean, he's going to bring them with all trophies on his hands, and I mean, it's painful, man.
It's the year of competition. Because now I feel like this is why I'm saying, like, as Nomsky said, it's a mess from top to bottom. But when you really pull back everything, all the layers this season, now we're really seeing the incompetence of this manager, in my opinion, innit? You know what I mean? The decisions he's making, you know, his lack of variety. There's nothing. He looked lost. He looked absolutely lost the other night. Do you know what I'm saying? They had nothing to do. And can we talk about Nathan Butler Oyedeji, bro? 22. I didn't know he was 22-year-old guy.
22. You think this guy's 14?
22. I thought he was a youngster, and he cannot get into this team.
No, because he's not tall enough. He's not tall enough. That's the problem. He's not tall enough. Yeah, so we can't spam balls into him. Yeah, this guy's got more natural. This guy's got more natural movement. Right, this guy's got more natural movement than Moreno because he's a natural striker. But you refuse to play him, and every time he's asked the question, will you use your youngsters? Yes, we're looking at that. We're gonna see how they feature and blah blah blah. See how they do in training. You have no intention. You have no intention of using these guys. So stop with the waffle. Yeah, pardon the pun, but yeah, that's not where I'm going. Yeah, stop with it. Yeah, he's not good enough. This manager is not good enough, full stop. He's never been good enough for this team. Yeah, it's like what these owners have done. Yeah, they said, Arteta, when you first came to the side, he goes, here's a potty. Yeah, we need to give you some potty training. And unfortunately, he's still missing the potty.
He's still missing.
Nomsky, I'm not all up for using this Oyedeji in that number 9 position. I mean, I've seen this guy. Yeah, I mean, guys. Yeah, it's going to be set up to take the blame later. I mean, I don't want to see that kid go down there running around like a headless chicken. I mean, and later on, we're going to cuss him out and call him out and everything. I mean, that guy, his bones are not mature yet. They're going to crush him. Look at Louis Skelly. Look at Louis Skelly. I mean, he's gotten a couple of red cards. I mean, in a couple of matches, people are beginning to look at him crazy one way or the other. I mean, I don't want to put any more pressure on this young kid, per se. Go out, do business, do the right thing. Go out there, bring in players. I mean, don't trust these young players into this Herculean task of bringing us any wins at all. It's not their problem. We've laid our bets. Let's lie on it. Yeah, let's lie on it. Let's not bring in any young player to come and take up the blame. We deserve this.
let me just come in there, Claude. I hear what you're saying. But listen, yes, they have to lay in their bed. Yeah, that they've made it, and then they need to lie in it. Well, I'm not saying that at the end of the day you're going to bring this guy. We know this guy ain't going to save the day. Well, listen, the league was finished a long time ago. What I'm trying to say, what's the point of having this guy on the bench, right? Yeah, you've decided that you're going to use Ethan Manmurray. He's 17 years old. Yeah, he's 17 years old. Lewis Skelly's 18. Adeji is 22 years old. It's not like he's a little boy. Yeah, it's not like he's a little boy. Yeah, so he should have some sense of mentality in terms of going in there. We're not saying, right, go in there and sort it out for us. We're saying there's an option on the bench, yeah, and you're deciding that you're going to go with a number 6 who's never played as a number 9 in all his life.
That's the point, really. That's the point. For me, it's still playing square pegs and round holes, right? We've got Butler on the bench. Is the natural striker. In a game where you're losing or you need all 3 points, you got a natural striker on the fucking bench, and you choose to play a guy that scored a brace on a fluke thing and came out and told the world, I ain't played this position since I was 7 years old, right? And we're persisting with him in a high-level Premier League title chasing game. That's the point we're making here. That how can you have a striker on the bench that's been his trade his whole career up until the age of 22 years old, right?
Yep.
Højlund is younger than this guy.
Yep.
And he got signed for 70 odd million by United. If you're good enough, you're old enough, in my opinion, right? And if he's making the bench, he should, as a natural striker, to still be able to make the pitch over Merino in that striking position. That's what we're saying. Yeah, we know we've come into the season with no striker, right? We persisted with Judas. Look where Judas got us, right? But at the end of the day, we've got Butler right there on the bench, and we're persisting to use Merino up top. It makes no sense because you could see, like I said, what Nuno said about Merino being up top. Right, if Nuno is saying that, think about all the other managers of the team that we got coming up.
Exactly.
Look what they're planning.
Do
Just think about what they're planning.
I mean, see, Nomsky no lie. See, there's some situations here you need to burn it down to the ground before you can be able to even construct anything up. Just imagine that Oyedeji or Butler guy, scores 5-6 goals, in our next matches when we put him there. I mean, at the end of the season, this manager, who's not going to leave, by the way, because he's going nowhere, is creating revenue for these owners. Guys, don't act as if you've not heard that phrase again, like a new signing. I mean, doesn't it trigger any traumatic experience to you guys? I don't want to hear any of that. Let's enjoy what we've cursed with our hands right now to the end of the season, and that will push this guy to go do business. If this guy comes in and he scores 5-6 goals, it's going to be, the new kid in the block. And you know what? This fan base is going to gobble that. They're going to take it. They're going to assimilate it and say, we have a guy who's down there. It's going to be our new number 9. He just scored 6-7 goals. And I like stats, but this new Arsenal fans, they like stats. Yeah, they're going to pad up those stats and say he's the next best thing. It's the new striker on the block, like a new sign. Guys, we've heard this years and years. It's kind of like running like a leitmotif right now. So, I just want to burn to the ground a little bit, not maybe out of Champions League positions, so that the next manager who will come in might have something, to run about with. But at least let it burn to the ground just a little bit, so that it will put fire up this owner's asses to actually do something, to actually go and get players in. Because look at this Waneri signing guy, he comes in to replace Bukayo Saka when he's injured. And right now, people are saying, he can actually still play, where Martin Odegaard is. Right now, we're not even talking of replacement, or we're not even talking of strength in the bench. We're saying, Waneri can come in there next season. That's the same thing. When all these other younger players come in to actually help or do anything, it's like a new signing at the end of the season. And I don't want to see that. Let's go do the business, do what we're rightly supposed to do. Because these young kids they can't do it all. Next season, if we go with Waneri, if we go with Lewis Kelly, they're not going to win us the title. We need situations where we need experienced world-class players. Guys, 750 million pounds. No world-class players in this football club.
Hold on.
We need
One second,
world-class
Gentlemen,
football players to come in with this youth, blend them together, and let's see what we can get. If we play these guys, they get us over the line just a little bit. Oh, it's like a new signing at the end of the season, and you guys know what's going to happen.
1 second. Sophie King must be one of those Arsenal fans because Wenger won the league in '98. In '90, he took over in '96 and won the league in '98. Did a double actually.
I saw that
So it
comment.
didn't take him 9 seasons to
2
win
years, yeah, not even that.
That was the drought. She told me that was the drought. Bench, you on app, you on mute.
Am I on mute? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you know I've been trying to learn for so long, yeah, because Tony's just like chatting. I'm like on mute, you know. This Sophie person, yeah. How long did it take? How long is it going to take Arne Slot to win a trophy? These comments here. This is the type of comment that boils my blood. And this is why are you here? Why are you here? Why is this person here? Because what are you fighting for right now? Because the energy you put into this manager, yeah, you should be putting into us getting back on track, us winning titles. Not it took Arsene Wenger 9 seasons or 9 years or whatever to win. That's a load of rubbish anyway. Yeah. And this is the thing. Look, it's all comments. Because dragged Arsenal from the abyss. He's doing what he's getting paid to do. This is what he's paid to do as a manager. Yeah. This is what the manager's paid to do. This is why I didn't want to go into the cronkies too much. Yeah. I wanted to focus on this guy because you know what, yeah, this brother is getting away with hell. No one ain't spoken about the disciplinary problems this season as well. The amount of red cards we've seen. The protection, the non-protection of Skelly. Yeah, no one's talking about the injury. Well, I think we've gone over the injuries and stuff like that already, but no one's talking about the amount of excuses every press conference this guy comes with, yeah, and he's just getting away with it. No one's talking about on this panel, yeah, about wanting to finish outside of the top 5 now, because that's what I want to do. I don't care, first or nothing, yeah, because if it takes this manager walking or getting sacked, yeah, I want to finish 8th, 9th. I don't care. You man can finish where you want to, but this is where I am at now. I've had enough of the clown show. Yeah, I've had enough of the clown show. Oh, there's no other manager that can do what Arteta. Shut up, people, man. Shut up. Bring in a manager. Do you know what? I would bring in a manager, just anyone, yeah, that plays with a striker. How about that? Because that's the type of football I'm used to seeing. My club, we're not Man City, we're not prime Man City, we're not prime Barcelona. We are Arsenal, yeah? We've always had a centre forward striker, left wing striker, whatever you want to call it. Don't try and change that up now, Arteta, yeah? Because it's not working. Yes, you got gas with becoming second 2 seasons in a row, but you didn't win the league. You did not win the league, yeah? So bring me something. Anyway, I'm finished.
These folks keep going on about this Arteta pull us from the depths of hell and all this stuff. The man put us there.
He took us out of Europe.
He put us out of Europe. He
dug that hole for us.
He is the man. I'll say it again. He signed Fabio Vieira. He signed Pablo Mari. He signed Willian. He signed Jesus Zinchenko. He signed Marino. He signed Calafiore. He re-signed Nketiah. Reece Nelson. He's done this to himself.
You ain't mentioned Kai Havertz yet. You ain't mentioned.
He brought in Kivio.
Thank you, BB.
He brought in Kivio. He brought in Kivio. He brought in Neto.
That made me think about something. I'm going to bring
We paid full price for a Chelsea throwaway in Kai Havertz. He won the Champions League for him, and they couldn't wait to give him to us.
Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna do y'all like I do, Tony. Everybody, put your hands up here to your screen because everybody put your hands right there. Put your hands right there. I'm gonna put it right here in your hands. I'm gonna put it right here in your hands.
Bless us.
Get ready, because this striker, you know who the striker gonna be next year? It's gonna be Kai Havertz, because he got to come back from injury. He is not fine.
Thank you.
Striker.
Thank you.
He's not
Like
buying.
a new signing.
This guy has to justify 65 million pounds on this guy.
That's the sword he's going to die on. Yeah.
That's what he's going to die on. Everybody said it.
on this sword though. Because
He died on it. He's died on it.
We're
Yeah,
regressing.
but man is pulling it back out again.
Noski, this is the new buzzword we used to use as negative gooners. Regression. Getting worse. We're getting worse.
Yeah.
We are going back to a state of being worse. Bro.
Oh Lord Jesus.
In any
do you want to say, does anybody want to send a link to Sophie King so she can come on and talk to us?
This is like Arteta thing,
please.
In any football club, yeah. If the team becomes stagnant or starts to regress, the manager has to go. Simple. Some teams skip the stagnant phase and go straight to regression, but we are regressing. We hit 89 points last year. We can't come nowhere close to that this year.
Now, all in the bucket.
If we had won the league this year with 85 points, fair play. But we're not winning the league, and we're not getting the amount of points that we got last year, and we're out all the cups. He has to go, but we're getting worse, and the football is terrible to watch. He has the answer for that. He has to.
Yes, the truth.
It's a disgrace. I mean, when you look at the malpractice of this manager, I mean, when you look at the money spent alone is sackable. Just on the trash that we've got.
31 players.
31 players. We can't even win a Carabao Cup. Look how he bottled it this year. Newcastle. Everybody keeps going back throughout the year. What have y'all heard throughout the year? We got all these home games. What if they mattered? What if the home games mattered this year? We have watched it's been like this all year. Me and Ola, we've been watching the game from top to bottom. It has been absolute shite from top to bottom. Top to bottom. This manager has not learned. That is my biggest. I told DG yesterday. My biggest gripe with this manager, he refuses to learn from his mistakes, and it's costing us every year. We're having the same discussion every year about the same thing he just dealt with the year before. Substitutions, not being reactive, not being proactive, not being prepared, managing the cups, navigating the team, getting the team prepared. They're going to Dubai, coming back. They're worse than they were before they went to Dubai. The people are telling me about Marino going up top. Marino had scored. For a fun fact for anybody that want to know, Marino has never scored more than 5 goals in his entire career, ever. And so we're putting the hopes on this man. As far as I'm concerned, Max Dowman, anybody else that's decent, any of the kids, send them on up, and we'll just have to make do. Regardless of how they pan out, just we got to make do. The manager don't even have enough common sense to look at the game the other day when we played Forest. We're sitting there looking at Calafiori. He's breaking down defenses. He's getting shots on goal. Well, I tell you what, he's got a yellow card. I tell you what, I move Marino. Thank you. No, thank you. We're gonna try Calafiori and see what that do. He doesn't even have enough common sense as a manager to look at that and see I can maybe get some going forward out of that. He seems to work better going forward than he does defending. He doesn't even want to do that. The man has no experience because he has no willingness to change because he has no experience. That no experience is killing us. He cannot read certain situations. It's like trying to learn sheet music. Anybody ever had to learn how to play the piano? You have to learn sheet music. And if you cannot read sheet music, you can't play the piano. And so this manager is I got an echo there. Yeah, I don't know who it is. I got an echo.
Yeah. And I mean, it's very funny. It's very funny when we say. It's very funny when we say, hey, we even want Max Dorman to even come in. See, I don't even want any of these players to come in. Because, see, there's one factor we're also forgetting. How many players has this manager improved in this team? I mean, let's go back to that. Let's go back to the basics. How many players? I mean, there are cases where, you know, when a new manager comes in, you improve certain players, you get them to the peak. How many players has this manager actually improved? I've seen Martinelli, and this is why I've been having a little bit of a soft spot for Kai Havertz. That's why I've been telling people about this Kai Havertz thing, and they don't really understand when I'm talking about it. I mean, Kai Havertz has scored 15 goals this season, yeah? How about the other guys who are your faves? That you want them to keep playing every week in, week out, like a Martinelli, who has just scored only 8 goals this season in totality. How about Trossard? He hasn't even scored up to 7 goals this season. How about that? And we all shouting and laying abuses on Kai Havertz. Throw that all away. Maybe that's not serious. What about Jesus, who's in our attacking quartet? How about that guy? I mean, you guys don't even want to go to Sterling. I mean, you guys are not ready to go into that conversation, innit? So, I mean, we go into this tirade about Kai Havertz, who scored 15 goals, and we leave the rest, out of this conversation. But they play in this team week in, week out. They've not improved. They can't score goals. They can't create anything. Mikel Arteta uses his white players more, but we're not even getting anything from our white players apart from Bukayo Saka. And guess what? Bukayo Saka is down the drain. He's injured. How dare we talk about Kai Havertz, and abuse him and lay curses on him, and then we don't have that same energy with Martinelli. We don't have that same energy with Trossard. We don't have that same energy with Sterling. It doesn't work in that way. But anyway, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Tony, quick one. I just want to respond to you. Yeah, how come we haven't got midfielders that can run through the center of the pitch and create and score from there? Why are we always heavily reliant on our wingers? Why do we play like that?
Because that's the style of play that Mikel Arteta learned from Pep Guardiola. He actually believes you can win the league without a striker. His godfather won the league without a striker at the time, right? He won a league title without a potent striker at the time, right?
With world-class players.
So,
and that's yesterday.
We've never been that club. Yeah, sorry, bro. Sorry.
Go on, you.
No, I was just going to say, we've never been that club. Like, when I look at it and I say on my streams, we're like prolific overachievers, because we've never, we found ourselves, we had a genius come over from Grampus 8, and we just found ourselves in a position that they're not really wanting to keep up with. Because if you win something, you got to keep winning something. Then after, you have to keep spending money. You have to, and it's like, whoa. They weren't ready for all of that. That's what when I really look back on our history, that when have we really had world class? We used to have good talent ID. We used to bring them in, and have good business acumen. Then where's all of that gone? Because our business acumen at the moment is dreadful. And just something else I want to put into all of your heads before I let you speak again. Matty said something like a few weeks back in the group chat, maybe even longer than that, about, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, about about the financial situation over in America, So when I'm saying this is the end of days, bro, Matty also says something about a rebuild. Now, you only rebuild when you've won something, bro. We ain't even won nothing. We didn't even finish the first build. But he is right. We literally need so many players. They're talking about the PR spin, 7 players that's going to help the presumed war chest. We've got 2 of those that's a loan, 3 of them that's going for free, and that leaves us with Zinni and Kivior as the players we're supposed to be getting money for to help us with this supposed war chest, right? I really want you to look, because for me this feels like end of days, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, End of Days, because if that what Matt said has been in my head the whole time since he said it. And then we've gone through January and we have just shown that level of negligence on the players. We don't even get a loan across the line. Not even a loan. So I'm thinking, wow, is this money thing that Matt was talking about really coming to fruition right now?
Let me say something.
Not even a free, my brother.
Let me say something to that. Bro, we came into this season hoping we were going to improve the bench, because like you said, we've gotten a build. We ain't even finished the build yet, because finishing the build would mean you're supposed to be able to bring quality up the bench for the player that's coming off the first 11, right? But every time from the first game of the season, after bringing in Merino and Calafiori, every time any one of you looked at that bench, what's everybody thinking? Who's going to change the game now? Or who we got on the bench that's going to change every game? We do a watch along. I'm looking at the bench and I'm thinking, this bench is ours. I thought we were meant to be finishing this project by improving the bench. And every time people want to talk about, give the window 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. That window was dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. And then it results to the bench that we were looking at from the start of the season. And then when we look at the middle of the season, where we're right now, from December to February, you start looking at the level of players that we start having on the bench, and you're thinking, oh my God, this bench is even worse than what it looked like at the beginning of the season, because now we've been ravaged by injuries, right? And this is the problem when we're talking about we need a rebuild. The rebuild, it's an open heart surgery, and I'm look, I'm almost inclined to agree with Tony here when he says just blow it up and start again, burn it down, blow it up.
But that has to include the manager, Ola. That he has to be the first one.
Must include
Bro,
the man.
that's like I said earlier on. He should have been gone. Yes, sack him yesterday.
Yeah.
Get him
I'm
gone.
not saying sack him tomorrow. I'm saying sack him already.
Yeah.
He should be gone.
No,
But
because Views asked us earlier, do we think we missed the window or the best chance to win the title?
yeah,
The answer is an emphatic yes if
Gone.
we go into next season with Arteta. Because if we go into next season with Arteta, like Matt said, Kai Havertz will be our number 9. Because he's going to die on this story. He thinks he is so smart. Like Rebecca Lowe is one of the nicest ladies out there in the media. And even her calls Arteta an arrogant prick. I've never heard her speak this ill of a manager. She's nice to everybody, bro. She calls him an arrogant prick. Now, for you to be called an arrogant prick by someone who sits on TV every day and you haven't even won anything, I'm inclined to believe you're an arrogant prick. Especially when I see you try to go against the grain and try to prove that you're smarter than everyone. Last year, gentlemen, I'm going to bring up this point. Last season's title run, every single game that Partey, Rice, and Odegaard started in, we never lost one. We drew a few, but we never lost one. The game that cost us the league, the Aston Villa game at the Emirates, he thought he was so damn smart. He had a fully fit Thomas Partey on the bench and started Kai Havertz in the fucking midfield, and we lost the game 2-0. We didn't even need to beat City last year to win the league.
Yeah.
We win that game against Aston Villa, we win the league.
Yeah.
Even the year before that, we didn't need to beat City to win the league. We dropped points to Southampton and Fulham. Southampton came to the Emirates and scored 3 goals in the title run-in. So this idea that because Saliba got hurt and we had to play Rob Holding when we went to the Etihad, that's why we lost the league, is not true because we didn't need to beat City.
It was Aston Villa. There was the Aston Villa game, precisely.
And those same teams are killing us this year.
Yeah.
Those same teams.
Even West Ham. We lost to West Ham last season. We lost to them and at home. What is our home games? And this season, a home game against West Ham.
But it's always the case, guys. It's always the case. When it matters, we don't perform. When it really matters, we've never been in a title race. Matt has showed us the stats.
True.
We've never. The only time we've been close to Liverpool, that game week 7. Other than that, that's it. Yeah. So let's just we've never been in a title race. With Saka fit, with everybody fit, we've not been in a title race. So this notion about blaming injuries, blaming red cards, listen, stat, yeah. Arsenal, yeah, have the most amount of red cards in their history in terms of sending offs. Yeah, right. 57. Yeah, but you know what? They also have the best record of winning with 10 men, 31 games out of 57. So don't come with this fact about, we've been hard done by blah, blah, blah. It's not that, because when we used to watch the Arsenal back in the day, when they went down to 10 men, you still knew that these guys were going to perform.
Fact.
Great
100%.
Great point. Because we've been rubbish all season, and I sent something to the brothers. I sent something to the group that was from the Never a Foul group, because this is what I get every day, guys. Like Tottenham, United, all the other fans. And to be honest, I just take the licks because, we are embarrassing. But I sent it in there, and that was like, I don't know, after game week 13. That was with all of our players. Like, we was 9 points off it or something like that. Like we've never played good this season. We've had spits and spurts. The PSG game, little parts of the Liverpool game, the Sporting Lisbon game, just spits and spurts.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's moments, views. It's moments. We have moments. That's what it is. We're Moments FC. Yeah, you got. We're in second place, and we've got the rest of the Premier League bantering us. How is that? Work that one out, people. Please work that one out for me. Work that one out.
True.
I put it in private. Pull that up right there. I want y'all to see. And if y'all think that this is an aberration, I just want you to click on that, brother, and look. It reflects exactly what we're saying right now, today, as of right now, as of this show. look at the form table. Look where we are. Look where we
Where
are.
are we? I can't even. Oh, seventh.
Oh, damn. Here we are, 7th.
Look at our form.
Look at
Who,
that.
hey, who's
So
at
we're
the top?
We're
Who's
behind
at the top?
Everton.
What type of race is this?
The form table. That's our form right now.
But they're not going to look at that, people. They're not going to look at that.
Look at this.
Nah.
Everton, Brighton, Fulham, Palace, City.
Jesus.
They're all in better form. Mind you, we played
Jesus.
Fulham, Brighton, Everton, and Palace.
Stop.
And Liverpool. We play all these teams.
Oh boy.
Brother, it's gonna get worse, man. And
Yeah, it's gonna get dark. That's why I feel like it's end of days, man. I feel like it's gonna take us so much to kind of get back to where we need to even be challenging properly, because obviously it's a reflection on the league, how bad the league's been this year. But for me, that's a further embarrassment on Mikel Arteta, a further embarrassment on the Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? Because this should have been it.
What did Sophie say about this? Right now, what did she say about this? What's her thoughts on this right here? After 800 million spent.
Sophie on some other
800
shit,
million spent.
I think Sophie's trolling.
She's
Yeah, I
got to
think
be
so.
trolling.
100%.
That's gotta
She
be
doesn't
Pete
believe.
Haywood. That's gotta
I
be
don't know if
Pete
it's
Haywood.
a he or she. I don't know. But what I'm just saying is, you don't believe what you're saying. So listen, if you're not serious and you can't have a serious conversation, then bro, you need to come out the chat. Simple as. I know everybody's got their opinion, but come on, man. This is deluded opinions here right now. Come on.
No, Nomsky. I mean, let's leave that opinion for Sophie.
Sorry.
Let's give it to them. You know, I mean, that's the opinion. You said it yourself. Let's leave them with that.
No,
one.
I say
See,
that's
people
why,
are
listen,
about to leave.
everybody's entitled to their opinion. Sorry, I'm sorry. Apologies,
cooking,
Sophie.
bro?
Sorry.
Tony, do you wanna? Have you got anything?
Nomsky's too real, man. You're too real for this chat. You're too real. See ya, people. Yeah, thanks for today. People. Views on Sport. Thanks for handling the show while our guy, went for that break. BBK, big up to you, man. First time doing a show with you today. Of course, my brother, no other person, the Southern Gooner. This guy, I mean, come on, man, guys. Bant, yeah, big up to you. And Nomsky, always a pleasure. That invite, Nomsky, is still open to you on the channel. Come and I know you to be someone who's tough, yeah. Come and face the heat on the channel. Come on, man. Every other person here, apart from BBK, has come down.
I'm coming, Claude. I'm coming. Don't worry.
There to face the heat. Brother Matt has faced the heat lots of times. Come and face the heat. Yeah, on the channel, that invitation is still open to you.
Claude,
big up to you, people. Yeah, big up to all of you. Yeah.
Claude, what I would say is let me get a word in edgeways, though. Yeah, please.
Tony, one quick question, Tony.
Okay.
Tony, before you go, one question.
Okay.
This is the one question. Arteta in or Arteta out come the end of the season?
Arteta out. That's an easy one. I've been an Arteta out for the past 1.5 years now. It's easy. It's clear. He needs to go. I wasn't in support of him, but I did give him a chance. I mean, I gave him 3 seasons, and he messed up the 4th one because we actually tried to even get close to Man City. So I said, okay, that 4th one, let's see what happens. And right now, he has completely fluffed his lines. Like our brother, Southern Guinea would always say, this manager have spent £750 million and no world-class player in sight. I mean, we have Martin Odegaard, who's snotting everywhere and doing nothing. No passes, no assists. Guys, don't even allow Matty bring up the numbers of Martin. Guys, you guys are going to be embarrassed. Don't allow you guys are not ready for that truth. If Southampton going to reaches his archives and go get those numbers of Martin Odegaard and his assist numbers and other stats numbers, you guys are going to be embarrassed. So don't even allow him go there. See ya, people. I'm 20 Club Gunner TV. Come join me on my channel. See BBK, it's been nice to see you this coming week on my channel. I'll send you an invite. Nomsky, it will be a pleasure to have you down there. You're a real one. And again, I know you're an elder person, but I do respect you so much because of your takes. And at least I can actually have a conversation with someone like you. And it's a pleasure being with you. Matty, always good vibes with you, man. Viewing Sports, you know what it is. BBK, I'll see you soon. Waffle TV, come on, guys. Big up, smash up the likes. Support this brother is doing something great down here. Big ups to you. Band, you can see your hard work. See the people down here for you. I mean, Southern Gunner and Nomsky to bring these guys in. I mean, my channel used to be a place where I bring in these guys, but Nomsky has made his stay out here before mine. That's something big, man.
No,
Big ups to everyone down here. Yeah.
I already been. Listen, brother, I already been on Waffle Show already, man. I already been on there. Already.
Oh yeah. Okay, we already been on there. Okay, no problem, man. Big ups, people. Have a nice day, people. Yeah. Catch you guys soon. Yeah. BBK, see you this week. Yeah,
We'll be
peace.
there.
Do you know when you've got a show, yeah, when you know like man is just like just talking, yeah, like ahead of you. You know you got strong talkers in the group because I've hardly said anything in the show, but do you know what? It's all good because that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to listen, innit? It's good to listen and see what the man them on. But before we wrap up, people, want to big up the chat for everyone that's you know contributed into the chat today. Want to big up the panel because without this panel today, there won't be no show, to be honest. Yeah, there wouldn't be no show. So big up for Matty as well, especially. I would call Matty. What could I say about Matty? Matty's like that leader, but he don't want no props for it. He don't want nothing for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Matty, without Matty's WhatsApp group, probably a lot of us wouldn't even be networking now. Do you know what I'm saying? So big props to Matty. You know what I'm saying? And to have Matty on our show, to have all of you on my show, do you know what I'm saying? It is like a very great accomplishment. And do you know what I mean? I've got a lot of respect for you, man. You know what I mean? Football wise, out of football. So yeah. Last thing though, before we go, the question. There's always the question at the end. Take how long you need to answer this question. Arteta in or out? And your reason.
I'll take this because I got to scoot out of here. I'm going to say it real simple. We all know it's Arteta out. It needs to be moved on. My prayer is that he walk at the end of the season. And I think we're heading. People don't want to believe it, but I think we're heading towards that. It's going to be so bad this next few weeks. I'm sitting here watching Fulham and Manchester United at a draw right now, 1-1. Fulham's going toe to toe. So what are they going to do when they play us? We can't score. What is United going to do next week? We already know we can't score. We can't score. That game's going to either be a draw or either a loss next week. So guess what that is? That's more drop points. We're going to drop points week in and week out under this manager. This manager has no way forward. I want to say that one more time. He has no way forward in this football club. The amount of money that if he stays another year, he will eclipse $1 billion spent at this football club. $1 billion and no titles to show for it. That is absolutely a disgrace. There's nothing else to talk about with this manager. The longer he stays, the more irreversible damage we will incur under his watch. And the next manager is going to come in and he will actually genuinely be 5 to 6 years behind. Because that manager will be set back and he will not get the support that this manager's gotten. The next manager will have probably a half a year and they'll run him out of Dodge. And it'll be the same thing with Unai Emery all over again. So for me, if they sack Arteta, or they sack Arteta walk, then you might as well just go ahead and get prepared for it. It's probably gonna be underwhelming whoever's gonna come in behind that. Because they're not the board, and then you go back to the board. Then that's when you realize that the board ain't serious about doing anything. Because if they were serious, as Ola would have stated, he would have got the sack the year we finished eight when we balled an 8-point lead. That right there proved if he can't manage an 8-point lead, what the hell make you think he can gain 13 points on somebody? So in that, this man, the bottom line here is that this man is not prepared to lead this team forward. This man is not prepared to lead us to the bathroom. He needs to be removed immediately, and the longer he stays, the worse it's gonna get, and the worse the football is gonna get. And ain't nothing changing. And I'll say this in closing: there's been a lot of talk recently about changing the formation and changing this. He's left it too late for that. If he changes formations now and start moving and tinkering, it's gonna throw everybody else off because he should have been trying to do that back in November, December when soccer went down. Immediately, he should have been. That's what when they went to Dubai. That's what they should have been doing. Is trying to work on different formations and changing stuff. Instead, they did the same old, and guess what we're getting? The same old, Gentlemen, views, BBK. Pleasure being on the show with you, BBK. We have to connect sometimes.
Yeah, man. Hey, check your WhatsApp, man.
Yeah, I will. Obviously, put your number in the group so I can call you. We up American hour, so I can call you.
Yeah.
You're
on the East Coast, yeah?
Yeah, East Coast. Down here in
I'm in Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Abs, as always, man, we have to make this has to be a we can't just do this on a one-off.
We're coming back to this, and the next time it's going to be on your side. It's going to be on the southern side, you know. So.
Thoroughly enjoyed this, man. So we'll be doing this again, man.
Stateside, man. Stateside. Make it stateside.
Everybody have a good one, man. And
we got Matty, man.
I just want what phase is Brighton in? What phase was Plymouth in? What phase is Fulham in? What phase are these other teams in?
Yeah, they're in the serious phase.
Brighton. What phase?
They're in the serious phase, bro. We're in the joking phase. That's what
we got stubborn Gooner every time, man.
Big up, man. But for me, bro, it's Arteta out, and it's simple. It's very, very simple. Some managers don't get a fair shake. Arteta is not one of them. He's been given a fair chance. He's been given time. He's been given money. You have failed. Thank you for your service. See you later.
We got BBK views.
Anyone? Same thing. Arteta out from the very start. Nothing has changed. It will never ever change. This manager is never good enough. He's never been good enough. And I always use this analogy. Would you give the keys to somebody that's just passed in a Robin Reliant? You know what Robin Reliant is, isn't it? Free-wheeler car, and then you go, right, Arteta, here's the keys to that 18-wheel juggernaut over there. Yeah, I want you to take that over. Yeah, right. And that's basically what's happened with this. And unfortunately, yeah, he's had a few crashes, yeah, and he still hasn't learned. The owners still haven't learned. So listen, at the end of the day, the owners need to make a move. They need to have some ambition to say, listen, you're not good enough. Yeah, but the fact that they've given him £15 million says a lot. They're happy to finish in fourth place. It's going to take something really serious for him to be sacked, and that's us falling out of the top 5 and really literally going down the pan. And if that happens, you know, we all get our wish, but then owners, they're probably going to go and bring in somebody similar to him rather than going bringing in a world-class manager, because that world-class manager is going to come in and say, this is how I want things to run. Yeah, I'm going to get in world-class players. And it's all down. It's the combination of everybody. Accountability from top to bottom. There's no accountability. All they care about is merchandise after merchandise after merchandise. Yeah, they're world class when it comes to merchandise. They're the Champions League when it comes to that. When it comes to what matters on the pitch, they don't do it. So for me, Arteta out.
Great point.
Views. You want to wrap this thing up, man?
Yeah. Wrap this up, man, and just say big up, man, because this was epic today, man. So thank you for getting this together. You get me, big up Waffle TV show. Make sure everyone
big up Waffle. Sorry, man. Big up to you, man.
And subscribes. I'm Arteta out. I'm Cronky's out. I'm Garlic, Ato, whoever. I'm just nuke the whole club because listen. I'll try and make this quick. As I keep saying, yeah, these men are like the plugs. All they care about is the money straight. They don't care about the process in between destination A to B and all that other crap. So then I've got to say, all right, cool. Have they done their job, right? They haven't put a load of their own money in, but the club makes enough money that this guy's been given. He's been given everything that a competent manager would want. And if he was competent, he would have got us across the line by now, even with our bad owners. And I do agree with Normski because I don't think they want a winner. However, they've got this guy. He's been all right. He's like the Spanish Brendan Rodgers, but there's only so far you can take us now. That is it. So now like I said, forget the Spider-Man me. I strip it all back and I'm looking at Arteta this year because this is the year of the truth. It's the year of his incompetence. And, you know, you've got a guy like Slot, who Liverpool fans probably, a lot of them didn't even know who he was. They were doing emergency streams when they got Slot. That's how upset they were. Obviously, the story is changing now. Of course. But he's just a competent coach. Now I'm looking for Arteta to be competent. I'm looking for you to coach. I'm looking for you to drag these players up a little piece. And you're falling by the wayside, brother. Like, you're lost. You see it in January, yeah? All of his press conferences. He was short. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was bitey, he was touchy. The moment January done, bro, big smiles on his face. He looked 10 years.
Listen, Hughes knows
Yeah,
the team.
and I know you man have said it as well. He has got way too much power at this club to have said what? Not even a loan, not even a non-obligation, guys. That's for me. That's the biggest blow for the season because I didn't think we were going to win the league, but just to see them wave the white flag how they do, bro. So for me, just nuke the club, bro. All of them, bro. When David Dean, we need some real football people back at this club, innit? And that's I'll leave it at that.
100%. Listen, I'm Arteta out. I don't even need to go into it, man, to be honest, man. People, we've come to the end of the stream. Hope you've had a great... I hope you've enjoyed it, to be honest, yeah? The chat and everything. And, yeah, man, Arteta out. We are out. Peace, people. Gone.